The Washington Post has published a conversation held between Donald Trump and Malcolm Turnbull in January in which they argued over a deal to send asylum seekers detained by Australia to the U.S. Photo Reuters. Canberra. Australian Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull expressed disappointment over the leak of a full transcript of his terse phone call with President Donald Trump, even while saying ties with the U.S. remain strong. The Washington Post on Thursday published a conversation held between Trump and Turnbull in January in which they argued over a deal to send asylum seekers detained by Australia to the U.S. A call between Trump and Mexican President Enrique Peña Nieto was also leaked. "It's always better when these conversations remain confidential," Turnbull said on Friday when asked by reporters whether he was concerned about the leak. He described his relationship with Trump as warm. "We're both adults," Turnbull said. "I stand up for Australian interests. He stands up for America's interests." The leak shows the potential pitfalls that world leaders, and particularly strong allies like Australia, face when dealing with the U.S. president. Relations took a hit after initial reports of the conversation between Turnbull and Trump were broadcast in early 2017, hurting the perception of the U.S. president among the Australian public. Australia has stood by the U.S. in every major conflict since World War I and as a base for American Marines and intelligence services. White House Deputy Press Secretary Lindsay Walters said the leaks prevent Trump from negotiating with foreign leaders and were damaging to our national security. In the transcript, Trump called the asylum seeker deal stupid and his call with Turnbull unpleasant and ridiculous. Turnbull repeatedly explained Australia's policy, and urged Trump to stick with the deal. "The leak will make it difficult for leaders to thrash out contentious issues behind the scenes," said Brendan O'Connor, an associate professor at the University of Sydney's United States Studies Center. He said world leaders must now assume that conversations with Trump will be made public. "If you're a foreign leader like Turnbull, you now need to be guarded in your conversations with the president because they will probably leak out to the press," he said.